Hey, good morning. Welcome to the private conference for five civil works project. So to begin with, we have an invocation to be led by Joy Superior, and it will followed by a roll call by Madam Potrina Barangay.
It was 10. Because livestream and Almighty and everything God. We thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us. We ask for your presence, Lord, as we gather here today for the opening for the premium conference. Also, you Lord, grant us the wisdom and understanding so that we can achieve our objectives for today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Joy. So once again, good morning, everyone, and to our live viewers in YouTube. So today, March 27, 2024, we have 5 civil works pre-bid. So before we start, mag-roll call muna po ako. Please acknowledge when your name is called. Mr. Ansari Imbosran, back Chairman, Chief of Administrative Section. Engineer Raul Entravella, back Vice Chairman, Chief of Maintenance Section. Engineer Fernando L. Mamalo Jr., Regular Member, Chief of Quality Assurance Section. Engineer Hazel O. Socias, Provisional Member, Chief of Planning and Design Section. Engineer Darrell G. Lumayaga, our end user from Construction Section. Engineer Rolando L. Durias Jr., TWG Member. And yours truly, Engineer Potrina Harlan Baraguna, your back Head Secretariat. We have also here our technical staff from Planning and Design Section, Engineer Anwar Sada L. Talungon, Engineer Oriel C. Yusoya Jr. And we have 3 prospective bidders here. CK Construction and Water Supply, represented by Kyle Gasser. We have also APJ Construction and Supply, represented by Sharon P. Alvarez. And we have Nirvana Construction and Supply, represented by Helen Palacios. So that is for our attendance for today, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Patri. So we proceed with the private conference. We have the brief presentations of the following: A, basic contract data; B, requirements of bidding documents; C, documents to be submitted by the bidders to be presented to us by Madam Patri Barangay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, we have number 1 project, intersection 24MF0007, intersection, improvement of intersection Dulawan-Marbel Road, S00741 MN, kilometer 1750 plus 800, Lambayong Sultan Kudarat, with an approved budget for contract of 9,798,499.90 with a calendar days of 129 calendar days. Location is in Lambayong, Sultan Kudarat. Ang major category of work of the contract to be procured is roads, construction, PCCP. Size range of contractor, our para sa ating prospective bidder is small B. License category required is C and D. Allowable rates of contract cost or in ERCC is up to 30 million and the amount of bid documents is 10,000 pesos. So number 2, we have 24 MF 0008 with an contract name of improvement of intersection Dulawan-Marbel Road S00741 MN kilometer 1762 plus 613 and Quirino Avenue, Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. Location po is in Tacurong, Sultan Kudarat with an approved budget for the contract of 9,798,765 and 31 centavos. Duration is 129 calendar days. Major categories of work of the contract to be procured again is roads, construction, PCCP. Size range is small b. License category required is C and D. Allowable rates of contract cost or ARCC is up to 30 million and the amount of bid documents is 10,000 pesos. So number 3, we have 24 MF 0044 with the contract name of construction of San Pablo Elementary School Mini Gym, Barangay San Pablo, Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. Ang location po is in Tacurong City also, Sultan Kudarat, with an ABC of 1,979,198 pesos and 98 centavos. Duration of the contract is 95 calendar days. A major category of the contract to be procured is building, construction without piles, low-rise steel frame 1 to 5 story. Size range also is small b. License category required is C and D. Allowable ARCC is up to 30 million. Ang amount of bid documents is 5,000 pesos. So number 4, we have 24 MF 0045 with the contract name of construction of flood control structure along Ala River, Impao-Dansuli section, Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. Ang location is in Isulan, Sultan Kudarat with an approved budget for the contract of 48,248,454 pesos and 28 centavos. Ang duration of the contract is 171 calendar days. Major categories of work of the contract to be procured: flood control construction, slope protection using structural measure, example, revetment, retaining walls, warnet. Size range is medium A. License category is B. ARCC up to 150 million and the amount of bid documents is 25,000 pesos. And last one is 24 MF 0046 with a contract name of construction of flood control structure along Ala River, Dansuli-Kalawag section, Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. Contract location again is in Isulan, Sultan Kudarat with an ABC of 48,248,963 pesos and 56 centavos. Contract duration is 171 calendar days. Again, ang major categories of work of the contract to be procured is flood control structures, slope protection using structural measures. Size range required is small b. License category required is B. Allowable rates of contract cost ARCC required is up to 150 million and ang bid documents amounting 25,000 pesos. And that is for our 5 civil works, Mr. Chair. So proceed na po ako sa requirements.
Okay, just proceed.
Yes. So we have We have two envelope, the technical component envelope and financial component envelope. So, maliit lang po ito na reminders to our prospective bidder. So, sa ating technical component, we have the Class A document and Class B documents. Yung sa Class B documents po natin is dyan po yung may joint venture, yung may special DBA po tayo. So, for the Class A documents, we have legal documents, valid PhilJeps registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, registration certificate from Security and Exchange Commission, Department of Trade and Industry for sole proprietorship or Cooperative Development Authority, CDA for cooperative or its equivalent documents, and mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, or equivalent document for exclusive economic zone or areas. And tax clearance per EO number 3980 of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue or the BIR. So, reminder po sa ating mga prospective bidder that yung generated from PhilJeps, doon po sa online natin, yun po yung magpo-prevail. So, yung mga uploaded po doon na certificate like business permit, yung clearance, should be all updated. Kasi isa lang po doon ang hindi siya updated, the validity of the PhilJeps, the inter-PhilJeps ninyo po is invalid kahit na matagal pa siya ma-expire. So, dapat po is lagi updated po yung online po ninyo na PhilJeps. So, we have also another technical documents, a statement of prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid, and statement of the bidder's single largest complete contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under condition provided under the rules, and Philippine Contractor Accreditation Board, PCAB license. Yan po is lahat dapat is updated. Or special PCAB license in case of joint venture. And registration for the type and cost of the contract to be bid, and original copy of bid security. If in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. And project requirement, which shall include the following: organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' key personnel, example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineer, and foreman, to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units, which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project as the case may be. And original duly signed omnibus statement o yung OSS po natin. And if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or originals, special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority of its officer to sign the OSS and do act to represent the bidder. And we have also financial documents under Class A documents. Number 1 is the prospective bidder audited financial statement showing, among others, the prospective bidder's total and current asset and liabilities stamp received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institution for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Number 2, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity or yung NFCC. So, sa Class B documents, this is only applicable for the joint venture. A duly signed venture agreement or GPA in accordance with RA number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provision of the GPA in the instance that the bid is successful. So, yung pangalawang envelope po natin is the financial component envelope. So, andyan po sa paloob ng envelope ninyo is original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documents required under RA 9184. Original of duly signed bid price in the bid of quantities and duly accomplished detailed estimate form including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of the construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rental used in coming up with the bid. And last one is the cash flow by quarter. So yung ating mga standard formats po is lahat andyan yan sa loob ng ating bid documents na binibili po natin. So lahat po yan, pati yung sa checklist or yung sa yung sa checklist, andun din po yung sa envelope para yun po yung masundan po ng ating mga respective bidders. And also, remind ko lang din that itong ating pre-bid, ang opening po nito is on April 8, 2024, 10 o'clock din po dito sa ating conference room sa procurement. That is for pre-bid. 5 projects, civil works, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Tapos ano pala, Mr. Chair, we have 2 supplemental for the project, 24 and 007 and 008. Also acknowledging the presence of Engineer Noor and Engineer Jam. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Patrick. So now we'll proceed with the criteria and procedure for eligibility check to be discussed to us by George Paya.
Thank you, sir. First is the bid evaluation. Preliminary examination of bids. BAC will examine first the technical components of the bids using the pass or fail criteria. Second is the ceiling for bid prices. The APC shall be the upper limit or ceiling for the bid prices. There shall be no lower limit to the amount of the award. Bid for the procurement of infrastructure projects. The BAC shall evaluate the financial component of the bid. The bid with the lowest calculated price shall be referred to as the lowest calculated bid. Post-qualification. Objective and process of post-qualification. Post-qualification is a stage where the bidder with the lowest calculated bid undergoes verification and validation whether he has passed all the requirements and conditions specified in the bidding documents. If the bidder with the LCB passes all the criteria for post-qualification, his bid shall be considered the lowest calculated responsive bid. In all cases, the contract shall be awarded only to the bidder with the LCRB. Failure of bidding. There shall be failure of bidding if no bids are received, no bid qualifies as LCRB, or whenever the bidder with the LCRB refuses, without justifiable cause, to accept the award of contract as the case may be. single calculated responsive bid submission. If advertisement, only one prospective bidder submits or applies for eligibility check and meets the eligibility requirements or criteria, after which it submits a bid which is found to be responsive to the bidding requirements. If after the advertisement, more than one prospective bidder applies for eligibility check, but only one bidder meets the eligibility requirement or criteria, after which it submits a bid which is found to be responsive to the bidding requirements. If after the eligibility check, more than one bidder meets the eligibility requirement, but only one bidder submits a bid and its bid is found to be responsive to the bidding requirements. Award. Notice and execution of award. Within a period not exceeding 15 calendar days from the determination and declaration by the back of the LCRP and the recommendation of the award, the hope or its duly authorized representative shall approve or disapprove the said recommendation. In case of approval, the hope or its duly authorized representative shall immediately issue the notice of award to the bidder with the lowest calculated responsive bid. Within 10 calendar days from the receipt of NOAA, the winning bidder shall formally enter into contract with the procuring entity. When further approval of higher authority is required, the approving authority for the contract shall be given a maximum of 20 calendar days to approve or disapprove it. The procuring entity shall issue the notice to proceed to the winning bidder not later than 7 calendar days from the date of approval of the contract by the appropriate authority. All notices called for by the terms of the contract shall be effective only at the time of receipt thereof by the contractor. Points to remember: submit bid on or before the date and time specified in the invitation to bid. Counter-check your documents as to correctness and completeness before submission. ABC should be the ceiling for the contract cost, and envelopes A and B should be properly separated. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bayo. So now we'll proceed with the clarification or the explanation of the scope and specification of the project to be presented to us by Engineer Noraisa U. Abu, the technical staff, and Engineer Oriel C. Soya Jr., and Engineer Anwar Talong. Okay, so Engineer Noraisa first.
Good morning, everyone. So I am tasked to present the flood mitigation structure project, which is composed of two projects. First is the construction of flood mitigation structure, construction of flood control structure along Alang River, Dansuli-Kalawag section with a length of 293 linear meter. So for the location of the project, so it is located along the municipality of Isulan, under the Barangay Dansuli. So the general plan is from the left side is the upstream of the river, and the right side is the downstream of the river. So from downstream, among section is from downstream to upstream, because the title is to Dansuli to Kalawag. So the first station is Station 00, beginning of the project with end protection work. So sa actual site is may nagkaroon po ng gap. Di na po kasi nagkasya yung pera. So for the gap, nag-propose lang kami ng ng temporary measure. So, i-discuss po mamaya doon sa summary of content kung ano po yun. So, for the end of the project at station 293 linear meter, so connected po doon sa existing structure na Dansuli section. So, ayun po, existing flood control structure at Dansuli section constructed at 2022. So for the summary of quantities of this project, so for part 1, the offices and laboratory for engineer, so the provision of field office for engineer, rental basis. Second is the provision of 4x4 pick-up type service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis. So for part 2 is the other general requirements. So first is the project billboard and signboard. Second is the occupational safety and health program. Third is the mobilization and demobilization. And last one is the detour and access road. So for part 3 is the earthworks, so embankment from barrow. And for part 4, the plain and reinforced concrete works. So first is the concrete slope protection. Second is the reinforcing steel with 40. Third is the reinforcing steel with 60. And fourth is the structural concrete class A minor structure. And the last one is the concrete joint sealant, upward elastic type. So for part 5, the piling. So ito na po yung temporary measures lang na na-propose namin. So it is composed of untreated timber piles furnished and the untreated timber piles driven. So the third one is the structural steel sheet piles furnished and the structural steel sheet piles driven. So for part 7, the bank and slope protection works. So first is the pipe culvert, 910 mm or 36 inches diameter class 2 RCPC. And the last one is the rectangular flat gate, 910 mm diameter cast iron. For the last part is the miscellaneous work is the kilometer post. So ang kilometer post itong project is dalawa. Located at the beginning and the end of the project. So for the details, so the typical section of the project for the crust width is 4 meter and the side slope of 1:1. So it is constructed with embankment limestone with a degree of compaction 95% and meron din pong big holes both sides. So for the concrete slope, is composed of reinforced concrete with steel sheet piles and rib holes with a height of 3 meters, side slope of 1:1. So for the steel sheet piles, it is Z-type hot rolled Z-type sheet pile with a width of 770 mm and height of 343.5 mm. So for the end protection, so ito po, composed of reinforced concrete na po, and nandun po yung kilometer post. So the second project is the construction of flood mitigation structure, construction of flood control structure along Ala River, Impao-Dansuli section with a length of 290 linear meter. So this project is also located at the municipality of Isulan under the Barangay Impao. So this is the general plan of the project. So meron pong existing old quarry doon which is served as the access road. And meron din pong existing flood control project at Impao section constructed at the year 2018. So hindi po, ang project is not connected, nag-gap po kami for the access of farmers. So, ayan. So the beginning of the project is at Station 00, with end protection work in concrete with steel sheet piles. And meron din pong proposed double flap gate with 38 na 36 inches RCPC. So double po. So for the end of the project at station 290, we propose end protection concrete with steel sheet pallets. So for the summary quantity of this project, so for part 1, also the provision of field office for engineers, rental basis. Second is the provision of for record pickup type service vehicle for the engineer on bare rental basis. Part 2 is the other general requirements. So the project billboard and signboard, the occupational safety and health program, mobilization and demobilization. So for part 3, the earthworks is the embankment from Barrow. And for part 4, the plain and reinforced concrete works. So in concrete slope protection. Second is the reinforcing steel rig 40 minus structure. The reinforcing steel rig 60 minus structure. The structural concrete class A minus structure and concrete joint sealant at full elastic type. So for piling, the structural steel sheet piles furnished and structural steel sheet piles driven. So for bank and slope protection works, the pipe culvert 910 mm or 36 inches diameter class 2 RCPC and rectangular flap gate 910 mm diameter cast iron. And for the miscellaneous works, the kilometer posts located at the beginning and the end of the project. So for typical section, so same also for the previous project. So the width of the project as width is, the top berm is 4 meter and with a side slope of 1:1 and constructed with limestone embankment and with holes, both side, river side and mount side. So for concrete, for the slope is composed of reinforced concrete with steel sheet piles with a height of 3 meters. So for the steel sheet piles, it is also a Z-type hard rod with a width of 770 mm and the height of 343.5 mm. So ito po yung detailed kilometer posts. So for the 00 kilometer is located at the beginning and 265 at the end. So this is also the isometric view for the end protection. So thank you. That's all for the flood control.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Abu. So next, presenter.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present to you the plan and the scope of works for the project construction of San Pablo Elementary School Mini Gym, Barangay San Pablo, Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. So first, ito po yung perspective. Next is the location map and site development plan. So sa site development plan, bali may existing mini gym na siya, bali dugtungan lang po ng dalawang span. Tapos yung vicinity map located siya sa Tacurong City. So ito po yung floor and roof plan. Bali yung span po is 6 meters. So 12 meters po siya kasi dalawa. Yung width is 19 meters. Ito rin po yung detail ng roof plan. Bali 0.4 mm thick, pre-painted corrugated long span. Tsaka yung ridge po din po is 0.4 mm. Ito naman po yung elevation. So from finished floor line to girth line is 5.20. Girth line to apex of truss line is 3.2 meters. Ito naman din po yung structural concrete details. So meron po siyang wall footing. Detail din po ng column footing. So sa wall footing po, yung dimension is 0.2 by thickness is 0.1. Tapos meron din po siyang concrete flooring, thickness is 0.1. Yung dimension din po ng footing is 1.8 by 1.8. Yung column is 0.4 by 0.5. Tapos yung depth po ng footing is 1.3. 0.3. Tapos yung depth po ng from natural grade line to bottom ng footing is 1.3. Tapos yung height po ng pedestal from natural grade line to apex of pedestal is 1.5. Ito naman din po yung details ng truss. Yung top chord and bottom chord is 5 mm thick, dalawa. Tapos yung size is 50 mm by 50 mm. Tapos yung web members is 4 mm thick, 50 mm by 50 mm. Tapos all steels shall be painted with epoxy primer gray 2 coats. Tapos ito naman po yung summary of quantities. First is yung provision of office for the engineer, rental basis. Second is the permit and clearances. Third, project billboard and signboard. Fourth is the occupational safety and health program. Fifth is the immobilization and demobilization. Next is the structure excavation, embankment from structure excavation, embankment from barrow, gravel fill, structural concrete for column, structural concrete for footings and slab on fill. Then reinforcing steel of reinforced concrete structures, grade 40, reinforcing steel plain or round. Next is formworks and false works. Then 150 CHP non-load bearing including reinforcing steel. Then plain cement floor finish with floor hardener, cement plaster finish, painting works, masonry painting, and metal painting. Next is the roof framing and roofing work. So first is the fabricated metal roofing accessory, ridge roll, gutters. The next is the pre-painted metal sheets, corrugated long span for 0.4 mm thick. Then structural steel process, structural steel purlins. Yung metal structures is the turnbuckle, bolts, sagrods, cross bracing, and steel plates. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So next presenter.
Good morning, everyone. I am here to present the improvement of intersection Dulawan-Marbel Road, S00741 mm, kilometer 1750 plus 800, located at Lambayan, Sultan Kudarat. Major activities of this construction, widening of National Highway, PCCP to 80 mm thick, construction of loading bays, PCCP to 30 mm thick, construction of drainage structure, 1 barrel RCDC, construction of flaring, removal of structures and obstruction, demolition, pavement markings, relocation of electric posts, installation of warning and regulatory sign for intersection and pedestrian. There is the location map. The summary of quantities. For Part A, facilities for the engineer. First, the provision of field office for the engineer, rental basis. Second, provision of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer on their rental basis. For Part B, other general requirements. First, the permits and clearances. Second, project billboard, signboard. Third, occupational safety and health program. Fourth, traffic management. The fifth, mobilization, demobilization. And last, removal of relocation of utilities. For Part C, earthworks. First, the clearing and grabbing. Second, removal of actual structures and obstruction. Third, removal of actual structures, obstruction, PCCP at 0.20 meter thick. Fourth, removal of actual structures and obstruction, 910 mm diameter, RCPC. Next, the removal of structures and obstruction. Next is the individual removal of trees, 301 mm diameter up to 500 mm diameter. Next is the surplus common excavation, and last, subgrade preparation. For Part D, the sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. For Part D, surface courses. For item 3, level 3C1, the PCCP, and reinforced at 0.23 meter thick. Item 311-3E1, the Portland cement concrete pavement at 0.28 meter thick. For Part F, the bridge construction, reinforcing steel grid 40. Next is the structural concrete pave. For Part 8, miscellaneous structures. For item 6051G2, warning sign, W2 1B intersection and junction sign crossroad. For item 6051 AI1, warning sign, W61B pedestrian and school sign pedestrian crossing ahead. Next is the regulatory sign, R68B miscellaneous sign pedestrian crossing. Next is the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, and last, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow. So here is the general plan for the intersection. So, meron tayong flaring magkabilaan, and then meron ding loading bay magkabilaan. Dito po, magkabilaan po, loading bay. And then, so, mayroon reinforced concrete box culvert. So, located dito. So, ito lang po ang major activities sa site. So, next. Next is the improvement of intersection Dulawan-Marbel Road, S00741 mm, kilometer 1762 plus 613, and Quirino Avenue, located at Tacurong City, Sultan Kudarat. Scope of works, widening of National Highway, PCCP 280 mm thick, construction of bike lanes, PCCP 150 mm thick, construction of loading bays, PCCP 230 mm thick, construction of drainage structure, 1 barrel RCBC, pavement markings, relocation of electric poles, installation of guardrails, installation of warning and regulatory sign for intersection, pedestrian and bike lanes. So here is the location map. So for the summary of quantities, the Part A, facilities for the engineer. First, the provision of field office for the engineer. Second, provision of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for the engineer on the rental basis. For Part D, other general requirements. First, permits and clearances. Second, project billboard. Third, occupational safety and health program. Fourth, traffic management. Fifth, mobilization, demobilization, and last, removal of relocation of utilities. For Part C, earthworks. First, removal of aqua structures and obstruction. Second, individual removal of trees, 150 mm diameter up to 300 mm diameter. Next is the individual removal of trees, 301 mm diameter up to 500 mm diameter. Next is the individual removal of trees, 751 mm diameter up to 900 mm diameter. Next is the surplus common excavation, and last, subgrade preparation. For Part D, sub-base and base course. For item 200, aggregate sub-base course. For Part A, surface course, item 311-1A, the PCCP at 0.15 meter thick under the course. For item 311-3C1, PCCP at 0.23 meter thick under the course. For 311-3E1, PCCP at 0.28 meter thick under the course. For bridge construction, Part F, we have item 4041A, reinforcing steel bridge 40, and last, 4051B3, structural concreting. For Part 8, miscellaneous structures, first, metal guardrails, metal beam including posts. Second, metal beam end piece. Third, warning sign, W21B intersection and junction sign crossroad. Fourth, warning sign, W61B pedestrian and school sign pedestrian crossing ahead. Next is the regulatory sign R68B, miscellaneous sign pedestrian crossing. Next is the regulatory sign R610B, miscellaneous sign bike lanes. Next is the warning sign W65B, pedestrian cross and school sign bike lane ahead. Next is the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white. Next is the reflectorized thermoplastic pavement marking yellow. Next is the tubular markers. So here is the general plan. So as you can see, meron po tayong channelization. May channelization po, and then bike lane. And then thermoplastic, white and yellow, and then flaring. So that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Talong. So, for the contractor's representative, do you have any question, comment, or the presentation of the projects?
Sa 24 so working. At dalawang civil engineer at saka dalawang material engineer.
Hello, good morning. Ito po nakalagay is years of experience. 2 years po. One project engineer, one accredited material engineer. Yung project engineer niyo po is mas maganda is accredited na rin yung project engineer. Opo. Pero minimum po ito na experience nila is 2 years. Nakalagay dito. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Clear na po yun, no? So, any more? Meron pa? Oh, sige. Okay, sige sir.
Good morning, everyone. Point of clarification lang dito sa improvement of intersection along Dulawan-Marbel Road. Yung nakipan yung yung representation. Yung tayo, yung center line natin, baka sa pag-print lang yan, broken line pa rin naman talaga eh. Saan ba center line natin? Broken line pa rin naman talaga eh.
Anong kulay?
Anong kulay yung nakalagay dyan sa center?
Puti lang ba yan? O yellow na yan?
Check mo lang sa ano ha? Kaya mamaya pagdating sa implementation, baka yan ang gawin nila.
Pero doon naman siguro sa approved plan, specify mo sa check ko lang. Kasi presentation lang naman natin ito, pero yung full follows is yung approved.
Andun na yan sa plano nyo, di ba? Andun na yan sa plano. Okay, so yan ang nakikita natin na medyo ayusin din natin. And then, doon sa isa naman sa Tacurong area, paging Juan George. Ganun pa rin siya sa labi. Yan. Okay. Yung center line natin, green. Green ba talaga yan? Wala tayo green. Check na na-print yan sa plano ninyo. Kasi sundin ng kontraktor yan. Mahirapan tayo mag-erase yan. So yun lang naman siguro. Very particular tayo dyan. Sabi namin
Besides
user.
siguro sa being not one, siguro we have to indicate na lang yung yung center line na yan. Orange yan, i-label talaga siya. Kung ito, yung continuous line niya is yellow.
Aside from sa presentation nyo, nakalagay pa rin yung kulay. Kahit mali yung minsan yung kulay na print. Ano pa rin yung naman? Sa Region yan, sa Region pa rin yan. Saan pa banda yung area? Hindi pwede siya banda.
Hindi, kung yan, ito lang. Dulawan-Marbel yan. Nakakala mo naman. Quirino, depende ang banda na.
Kasi DEO magin. So, yan din siguro, nakalabilan din yan na kwan siya. Cedar Island. Malaman mo. Okay, sige. Yan lang. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Vice Chairman, for the comment. So, sana ma-take note yan ni Ma'am Amisha. So, thank you very much. Any more? Okay, so, siguro walang comment for the observer, representative of the contractor, back members, PWG, as well as the secretariat. Do you have any question? Our viewers, if you have queries, just write our comment section so that we will address. So since there's none, no? Any question, this repeat conference is adjourned. Thank you very